Wagwan. What is good with it, you guys? Yes, today we are back with another podcast episode. What's good with it, y'all? We are back and better. This is episode 8 of the first Noel podcast. Coming back and better than ever. Today we are feeling amazing. Feeling determined, y'all. Nothing's stopping me, and I'm not playing for real. You feel me? I woke up today, slept really good. Woke up today feeling like I got a lot of things to get done. But when I have a lot of things to get done, I try my best not to let it overwhelm me, baby, because going with the flow is the best option. Focus on the now, not the past or the future. You feel me? That's all you can do, and I hope y'all are doing the same, baby. Yeah, so we have a few things on the list for today. So we're going to start it off with my vibe check. So for today's vibe check, today's topic, we're talking about all things friends. When it comes to friends, are these people good for you? Are they not? When's a good time to let them go? When's the time to let them know? When's the time to let it show? You feel me? Like, what's really good? So, the definition of a friend. What is the true meaning of a friend? A true friend may be someone who accepts you unconditionally, helps you grow, supports you in tough times, and increases your ability to love yourself. You may also do these things for them, showing them that they mean as much to you as you do to them, and becoming a better friend. Being a friend is someone who accepts you unconditionally. You feel me? Let's start there. Being accepted unconditionally is rather you're, right or wrong in a sense. That a friend is going to accept you, rather you're right or wrong. Now of course, a friend can disagree if you're right or wrong, but either way, they accept you with basically your flaws and all. You know, and someone who helps you grow, feeds your curiosity, feeds your life in the sense where they'll be able to give you tips, give you tricks, and just advice to help you build into a better person as the days go by. Supports you in tough times. Tough times, everybody has them. Everybody goes through many trials and triumphs, and sometimes people don't have that person there to be able to be by their side, support them, rub their back, make sure everything is okay. You feel me? And increases your ability to love yourself. Cause if you like the way you look that much, oh baby, you should go and love yours. What's that song? Y'all know what I'm talking. A friend is someone who is able to do all these things for you and more. And I feel like in life, and you get feelings from people that are your true friends, and that may not be your true friend in the long run. Now, a true friend is someone who is meaning well. You know what I'm saying? It has pure intentions. Because, friends can disagree with you. Friends don't have to always be on your side. But at the end of the day, I feel like a friend is someone who is always going to be by your side, pretty much regardless. Now, there's a difference between having, like morals, and then, accepting right and wrong from a friend. I feel like morality is something that I feel doesn't matter what type of connection you have with the person. That doesn't matter, because morals is something you as an individual believe in as yourself. That's kind of like a non-negotiable for you. Your morals is, you're not being a undecent human being to someone you don't even know. Like, you know, you're just being mean to people on the street or just being disrespectful. Like, that's something I wouldn't accept from a friend, or a family, or just a human being in general. So, I feel like those things are definitely two different things. Um, so when it comes to friends, it's like you're gonna outgrow people. You feel me? You're gonna outgrow friends. You feel me? I feel like the definition starts, once it starts getting outside of the definition, or that person is no longer getting defined by the definition of a friend, is when you start to outgrow them. And I feel like I say it all the time. The friend or the person that you met the day you met this person is not the person you see today, because people change every day. The person you see then is not the person you see now, because you might have helped them grow. They might have grown on their own and had their own personal experience to help them be the person they are today. Rather that is for the better or for the worse. So when it comes to outgrowing them, I feel like you'll be able to easier differentiate what aligns with you and what doesn't anymore, because just like they change every day, you change every day. And when with that comes more knowledge, hopefully more knowledge, more feelings, more just evolution. You feel what I'm saying? You evolve every day. So when you're evolving to be a better person, let's say, you're doing everything to make sure you are a decent human being, then you notice that maybe that person isn't doing the same thing, or they're digressing. You feel me? They're not progressing. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of like, you know you might have low-key outgrown them. Like, I have old friends that it's like we started at the same spot. You feel me? We started there. And I'm not here to put myself on a level with any of my friends, but I'm saying this because when you meet a person and y'all click it off and things are all good and dandy, you're starting at the same level. You both are you're on different paths, but you're starting around the same place. But when you are constantly investing in yourself and putting yourself first in all situations, you're doing good. And if y'all both are doing that both at the same time, y'all are both going. But you have some people where you're doing your thing 100% and making sure you're a good person all around, and they're doing the exact opposite. Even though you might have met here, sometimes it can go like this. It can go, one person can go up and one person can go down. And once you realize a person is not on your level anymore, no longer on the same type of time you're on, maybe that's time to, consider cutting them off. Consider setting a boundary, because when you have people around you who aren't invested in you, who aren't doing best for themselves so they can be their best for you, you get the saying all the time, you don't want to, you can't pour from an empty cup. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't pour from an empty cup. So when you're constantly there for yourself, there for others, doing what you can to be a good, decent human being, and a person is stuck in their ways, you feel me? Y'all started off here, but they're stuck in their ways, stuck in envying you, stuck in being disrespectful, stuck in stealing, lying, cheating, and you don't do, when you're no longer aligning with the person, think of it like a scale. I'm a Libra rising, so maybe this is, easier for me to comprehend, but think of it as a scale. When a person is weighing more, or when something is balanced, eventually it could become unbalanced. Rather rather being negative is giving more weight, and being positive is bringing you up. You feel me? That doesn't align. So I feel like when it gets to that point, it's best to reevaluate um what's best for you. I know every end of year, every end of year I go through um like my followers on social media, and I see who who aligns with me and who doesn't, or who, yeah, basically who aligns with me and who doesn't, like if I don't feel like you're benefiting me in my life, if I've followed you year round or year after year, and I skip through your story without even genuinely trying to look, or and this doesn't even have to do with friends, because of course you follow people who aren't your friend, but I'm saying this in the sense of, you know when you follow this person, it may have been all good, but as you're evolving, consistently changing, and a person may just be consistently posting negative things on their story, or just having just a negative energy that they put out into the world that doesn't align with you, then I feel like they deserve that unfollow. You feel me? They deserve that unfollow. If I feel like if you can't enjoy your own like social media feed, not having to skip stories, or not having to, not like a post just because you don't like, like I feel like that's where it's like you got to be able to evaluate and reevaluate what you're putting in your life and what you're allowing. You feel me? Because I feel like a lot of the time we get in the motion and just comfortable with what is going on, that we're never able to sit back and realize um what's good for us and what isn't. Like, why would I want to see negativity every day? I'm not a negative person. I don't give that out into the world, so why would I want that around me? There's in recent events, as you guys seen on episode 6, like, if you didn't go watch, you feel me, but as you seen episode 6, um there were situations with me and old friends, and those people are just no longer aligned with my purpose. Those people are no longer aligned with what I have in store for my life. Um, those one of those, the girl. We started off here. We started off here, neck and neck, and for a while we were going together. And then somewhere along the way, I noticed, maybe we aren't so aligned. You feel me? Maybe we aren't so aligned. It would be times where I was getting very, awoken and spiritually inclined to the point where I'm able to feel, receive energies way more than I was before. And, in those realizations, day by day, people change and stuff like that. I realized, maybe I need to set a boundary. And that's where I feel like we can start with maybe a boundary before the cutoff, because I feel like if you set a boundary with the person, that's you saying we're good, we're close, that's where you're kind of like, we have history, and I understand, that's where you want to bring the history in line, because you got people that say, like, I've known you for so long. It's just like, I've known you for 10 years and you're going to do this to me. It's like, yeah, babe, you feel me? So that's where you start with the boundary, is what I would suggest. Start with the boundary, and then, if people are able to respect boundaries, and you're able to let them do what they do from a distance without necessarily having beef or anything like that, then that's cool. You feel what I'm saying? Then that's cool, because you have some people that are genuinely just going through life experiences, and they need to learn from them on their own. Keep in mind, everyone has their own individual path and own individual lives to live. So, of course, I'm going to let you do and live your life how you do it. But when it comes to, again, morals and common decency, and just simply what you align with and what you don't anymore, it becomes easier for you to be like, okay, I set this boundary, but I have to go beyond the bounds of what I've done because I simply just don't agree with this person full out. We don't respect each other, or they don't respect others. Whatever you want to put into that scenario, that's when it's just like, okay, maybe I do got to chuck the deuces up. Chuck the deuces up. All right, babe, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go our separate ways. Chuck the deuces up. Chuck the deuces up so we can go. You feel me? Because why allow yourself to be around things that aren't meant for you? Why, when it comes back to the definition, why allow yourself to be around people who don't support you, who don't help you be a better person, who aren't considerate, who aren't just aligning with who you are? So, when you don't align with that anymore, then it's time to cut the strings on them. Cut the strings on them, because when you see yourself and put yourself at a high pedestal, there's nothing that, of course things are going to get in the way, but there's nothing that can stop you from holding yourself to that standard for the most part, and especially that being a friend that no longer aligns with you or doesn't have or mean the best for you. You know what I'm saying? I always run back to that definition of a true friend, because that's what a true friend is. If it's not those things, then it's maybe not something that you need in your life. The company you keep is a reflection of you, is what I feel. You feel me? The friends I have, the friends that are truly genuinely there, mean well. They are some people that I don't mind having around me, because I feel like people in life are reflections of you. How you react to them may be a reflection of yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And then there even gets into the point of situational friends. And that's kind of where I feel like boundaries, goes kind of hand in hand with boundaries as well, because boundary, you set that distance with a person, and you decide when you want them to be in your space and when you don't. Pretty much, rather you want them to call you every day, rather you want to talk to them once a week, rather you able to put them in a situation of, where you want them and how much you want them in your life. And then you got situational friends, like friends you maybe won't bring on a trip, or you won't bring to a party, or won't bring, because not every person needs to come everywhere. And on top of that, you have friends that may be introverts, friends that are extroverts. You'll be able to have situational friends, whether you want him there or not. But I feel like at the end of the day, a friend should be someone that you're able to have at most of the functions together. Most of the functions together. Now, of course, some of your friends may not align with other of your friends. Some of your friends may not like other of your friends. And that's where you have to examine, like, the situation as to why. The situation as to why, and the situation as to if it's best to even keep them in the same room. Once you're able to see, like, okay, this friend's reasoning and this friend's reasoning as to why maybe they don't get along, then you're able to be like, okay, weigh your options. This person is and can be cordial with the majority of my friends, but this friend, may not be the same. This person really only knows one of the other people, or this friend may only, it's a number of reasons. But once you're able to be like, okay, maybe I should only have this friend in these type of settings, and this type of thing is going on. This friend I know can pretty much be a chameleon and go wherever you need them to go. But this friend, you can't have at the party. If they drink too much, it might be a potential situation. But I do feel like once you start having to do too much, like with this person, or do too much with the individual where you're having to make so many arrangements and alterments, maybe you need to reevaluate this person. Because why should you have to do all of that? I feel like life isn't easy, of course, but life shouldn't have to be so difficult. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to have, people be able to function around each other. I feel like when you're younger, a lot of things are able to fly by a little bit more because you're not as aware, you don't have as much knowledge and things like that. But as an adult, I feel like a lot of things should be able to be seen as in an adult type of manner, rather that's everybody being able to coexist, being able to, regardless of what you like and what you don't like about a person, you just want to be there supporting your friend or supporting whatever is going on. You feel me? You don't want to be able to, you know, not. You want them to be able to support what you got going on at all times. You don't want it to always be like, well, I want to have a birthday party. I want to have a birthday trip, but I know this person can take things from 0 to 10. I know if these people are around each other, it may be a big situation. So, when those people in those situations start to occur, it's kind of just like you don't want anyone to feel like they're being left out of the equation all the time or things like that. Like, you want to be able to make room for all of your true friends. But once you have to start, making alterations and seeing who's there and seeing who isn't, it's like you got to reevaluate why you're even doing this and who you're doing it for. You feel what I'm saying? Because why should you have to do all of that just because a person may have, like, it's at the end of the day, like, it's a birthday or it's a wedding or it's a quinceañera. Like, you feel me? This is a special event in my life where I just want people who I feel are true friends and, want to love me and support me are around me. When that friend honestly may support you, but they wouldn't support you enough if they are willing to make the situation or event or special occasion not about you. They're so focused about the other person that it has nothing even to do with you. And it's kind of like that's when, you need to reevaluate, okay, maybe this person isn't what I need in my life, isn't what I need in my presence. You feel me? If all of my friends over here can coexist, do what they do, and this one person is always bringing something into the equation that's tampering with it or, making things weird, then that's where people should reevaluate, maybe this person isn't someone who I need in my circle or around me. And when it comes to, you cutting them off or feeling like, there's history and everything, like there's a lot of like I said in episode 6, one of my friends, like, I've known and had tremendous respect for the longest. Like, we've known each other since the 3rd grade. And, I've gone through a lot. We've gone through those experiences. They know about your experiences. But when it comes to, situations at hand, not having your support, not feeling your love, not feeling like you're even there for me, that's where I got to cut the strings on you. You feel me? And of course, it may be, heartbreaking and very bittersweet. But at the end of the day, when when you know the type of person you are, you got to make sure you're putting that before anything. You know who you are. You feel me? You know who you are. You know what you stand for. You know what your morals are. So that's when, they got to go. And I know a lot of people out there feel like maybe you need people. I always say, like, when it comes to me having a relationship, period, rather that's, friendships or like a partner, I never want a person to feel like they need me. What do you need me for? You need me. Like, you can't live without me. I don't like having that burden on me. You feel me? Like, I don't need anyone. I know I can live and thrive in life without anyone. You feel me? Like, without a person there. You feel me? Like, I know I'm strong in my beliefs. I'm strong in my mindset. I'm strong in what I have going on with what I believe in. So it's like a person, you're sleeping, you're going to sleep by yourself. You came in this world by yourself. Yeah, you may have came out of a parent, your mom. You feel me? But you're leaving this world by yourself too. So you don't necessarily need a person to be able to live. You can live life. Of course, some people get lonely and feel alone, but you don't need anyone to make sure you're doing everything right in life. To keep, you don't need anyone to keep you breathing. You don't need anyone to keep you motivated. You don't need anyone to, you don't need it. You may want it tremendously. You feel me? You may want it tremendously, but you don't need it. You feel me? And that's when I feel like some people and some friends are so dependent on or need the other friend. Like, years ago, friends, you know, felt like they needed me. So if I was to set a boundary with the person, it was felt because they needed me every single day. So once you maybe distance yourself from a person, they don't have that need. That's kind of just like a drug or like alcohol. That's kind of how it all starts. And addiction and all of that, addiction and all of that, you know, it comes from a place of needing it. You feel like you need it. You feel like you can't live without that cigarette or nicotine or, drug pill. You feel like you can't live without that bottle of wine, that glass of wine. You're so dependent on it that you aren't able to function without it. You feel me? And when it comes to people, it can be addicting to the person, right? You feel me? And when it comes to that being reflected on you, that's where you start to feel it, potentially. You start to get all the flack and the backlash because this person needs you and expects so much from you. When it's like, baby, you should be expecting this from yourself. You need to be expecting this from yourself. You feel me? You shouldn't feel like you need me. You shouldn't feel like you can't live or do anything, and you got people even in relationships all the time. Feel like they need the person. Feel like they need their partner. Like, you should be able to live without your partner. Y'all been together. Y'all started talking. Y'all been together and of course you could be hitting it off. Y'all, been talking every day, eating, sleeping, breathing each other. You get one day apart and you don't even remember who you are as an individual anymore. Or y'all break up and you don't know what to do. Because you've invested so much in that person that you forget to invest in yourself. And, not feeling like you have to, feeling like you can't be just codependent. I believe that's the word I'm trying to say. Feeling like you can't just be codependent and, have your own individual cups full so you can just pour back in. If two people's cups are full, right? If two people's cups are full and y'all are pouring into each other, they're going to stay full. You feel me? Even if a person may need some more of your cup from one day. You feel me? You're able to still keep a balance because if you're at 100% and they're 80%, you give them 10%, y'all both at 90. I'm not a math guru, but that sounds even to me. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to feeling so dependent on a person and feeling like you need a person, if you feel like you have any relationships where you maybe need a person, even maybe even a parent, you feel me? You can't live without them or always having something to do with them. Keep in mind they have a life to live as well. You don't want to continuously keep taking from a person and because that's not okay. Needing a person and wanting a person should be two different things. Try not to get the two things misconstrued because, you know, me in my life, I don't need anyone in it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone in my life that needs me, like that can't breathe or feel like they can't live or operate or do anything without me, like my approval or, you know, it's just like, people always, it's good to always give advice and things. But let's say you have a friend that calls you every single time they have an outfit on, or it's just like, and maybe I'm stretching it. Maybe I'm stretching it, but it's just like, damn, like you can't get an outfit without my opinion. You feel me? And it's like, my opinion shouldn't alter, your reality or alter how you. If you think your outfit look good as fuck, and then you need my approval, and I'm like, I don't really like that, or yeah, you should do this, or you should change this. It's like, take my advice, but don't change who you are. Don't change your own identity just because of how I feel, because I like things you may don't like, or you may like things that I don't like, or I may see things you don't see, and vice versa. You feel me? And, when it comes to you constantly relying on my opinion for something, or opinion for your outfit, you don't even know what you like anymore. You don't even know. You question every single thing that you genuinely have felt right off the bat. You put on what you put on for the day, and you love it. Like I said, and you get someone else's opinion. When you walk out into the world, people are going to have their opinions anyway. So when you walk out in that outfit that you're 100% confident in, opinions don't necessarily matter to you. I see what you're saying, but you're not me. I put this together. You in your life could never. You know what I'm saying? So, try your best not to feel like you need a person, because you're the only one that's living this life, and no one could probably stand in your shoes. Even if they wanted to. Nobody could go through the experiences you've gone through. Nobody can go through trials and triumphs the way you have, or have thick skin the way you have, because some people would fold the first day. Fold the first minute. Fold the first 10 minutes because they're not you. So, when it comes to not needing people, just be comfortable in who you are. Comfortable in what you do. Comfortable in how you live your life, because when you are good with you, you don't need anything else. Of course, whatever you believe in, whether that's God, angels, guides, you feel me? Whoever. Of course, if you want to think of it in that sense, the only person you may need is them. The only person you may need is them. You feel me? Having faith in something definitely goes a long way. At the end of the day, you should want best for you, best for the people that surround you, and best for, when people say, the world just doesn't revolve around you. It's like, I agree and disagree. Because, like I said, I'm the only one living this life. I'm the only one accepting. I'm the only one denying what I allow or what I don't. You feel me? Because when it's that's the life revolving around me. My life revolves around me and what I got going on. Period. Revolves around my yes and no's. Now, where I disagree is where I agree. Where I agree is when you don't think about the people around you, how they may feel, how something you say may come off. That's where it's like your work. You still don't get too far ahead of yourself. Still focus on you always, but make sure you're not disrespecting or dismissing something someone else in their life may be going through or feeling and getting challenged with. You feel me? Because the people, the company you keep are reflections of you too. This is your life. But these people and these things are reflections of some part of you, some part of the way. So, if you're disrespecting them or if you're dismissing them, in a way, you're dismissing yourself. Clock it. Clock that T. In a way, you may be dismissing, disrespecting, or being rude to a version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Rather, you've outgrown a person. At one point in time, y'all were here. At one point in time, y'all were here. So would you disrespect that part of you that was here too? No. Why would you do that? I mean, just because, that comes with living with regrets and everything too. But it's just like, why would you disrespect the past version of yourself? Because they were doing what they had to do and making the decisions they had to do at that moment. When it comes to people being reflections of you, you want to be able to give respect where respect is due at all times. Cut people off when they need to be cut off. I'm here, baby. This is here. This was 2020, baby. We in 2024. Going on to 2025. Like, you feel me? We've outgrown each other. Maybe it's time to let you go. All right, guys. So now we're going to hop into our newly invented segment. And this is the Music Bop. Yes, today. So, we're getting to the Music Bop. And the first person I have on the list, mind y'all, when we do the Music Bop, this doesn't necessarily have to be new releases and new things that are coming out. This is just what I've been listening to recently and what has been, on my heart and what I've been feeling for the past few days, for the past few weeks, or in life. So the first thing I have on the docket is Tamar Braxton, Empty Boxes. You feel me? This is off her Bluebird of Happiness album. This is her last R&B album. At the time, she said this was her last R&B album. And I'm hoping that was just a figure of speech. And maybe she was just going through something at that point in time. Because, baby, Tamar, we need you, baby. For real. It's been a few years. And I'm ready for that Bluebird to fly over here and be in my phone so I can hear it on Apple Music. Okay? So that's number one for my Music Bop. Tamar, I'm ready for a new album, baby. Let's bring it out. Where's the rollout? Next on the docket, we're going to have Ariana Grande, We Can't Be Friends. Now, I know this episode is more about friends, but honestly, and maybe this is why I've been hearing the song so much. It's like, I hear this song all the time at work, any store I'm going in. I guess it's just really commercial. I loved her Eternal Sunshine album. It's like her turning over a leaf. Video was amazing. We can't be friends, babe. Sometimes you want that person to be your friend, to be close. And like she says in the song, we can't be friends, but I like to just pretend. Like, sometimes I may want to pretend like, okay, I know this person isn't good for me, but I'm just going to put it to the side. We can be cordial. We can be cool. But, that song lyrically and sonically, I don't want to use that word because I don't quite know what it means, but I want to say it still applies. You feel me? Lyrically and just musically, great song. Mwah. Chef's kiss, no bars. That's just that. And then last on the album, I have Nicki Minaj, I'm the Best, honey, from her first Pink Friday album. You feel me? After episode 6 and me coming back to Atlanta and just realizing I'm that bitch, I really gotta tell myself I'm the best. I am the best. You feel me? I am the best because I'm the best at what I do. I do myself the best. Nobody else can do me. You feel me? I hope they're coming for me because the top is lonely, baby. People are going to come for you. Trying to get to the top. Trying to get to where you are. You feel me? And she, in the song, she just goes off of, it was back in '07, did a couple of tapes. Made a couple DVDs, made a couple mistakes. Didn't know what I was doing. What she say? But I put on a cape. Now it's which world tour should I go on and take? And this is the first song she's performing on her now sold out, mini sold out shows tour. And it just goes to show, like, I'm the best. I'm that bitch. I've gone through what I've gone through. I remember back then. Remember? Let's get back here. If for the people who are listening, come watch the audio. Remember we started, you and that friend may started off here, babe. Back in '07. Back in '07. Now it's which world tour should I go on and take? See, they told me I would lose right here, but I won. You know, and I had to put it in my morning playlist because it's like, that's nothing but facts. These bitches saw me here in '07, but the bitch here now in 2021, you're not fucking with her. Period! You're not fucking with her, period. So I'm the best. And that's why that's in my music bop. And that concludes my music bop. Alrighty, guys. So now we're going to hop into my next segment, which is, our hot topics. Yes, baby. First on the docket, we have Diddy. Lord Jesus. If everybody don't already know, Diddy has had a world of situations going on with him in his life and is being broadcasted and being brought to light. So, in this video, Diddy posted him getting on a... Mind you, this is after all this stuff has happened and been broadcasted to the world. He's getting on a video on a flight, on a private jet, saying, there's no place like home, you feel me? And this is after reports of him attempting to sell his home for like his $70 million home or something like that. Yeah, Diddy reportedly trying to sell his Los Angeles mansion for $70 million amid his recent legal troubles. Apparently, he's having legal troubles. And how I feel about that is, it's just like, girl, do I feel like you should hide away in the shadows because things happen? Not so much, but it's just something about that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, girl, you maybe just need to sit down and just chill because, after the video of Cassie got released, even before then, people were losing, he was losing all his brand deals and all basically his credibility and a lot of things. And then after the video of Cassie, that obviously is you and it happened, it's like, you should maybe just just sit social media off for a few months until at least we get all this stuff settled. You know what I'm saying? Rather you're right or wrong, even though you're wrong. Maybe you should sit this out. So then, a few days later, we get Cassie's lawyer speaks out after Diddy was recently spotted on a white water raft. And like I said, keep living your life. But bless. And Cassie's lawyer says, I don't think whitewater rafting will prepare him for the choppy waters that lie ahead. And I love that, baby. You better gag him. You better gag him because, I mean, I guess you better live it. You better live it up on that white water raft, Eddie, because when justice is time to be served, it will be. You know, and they go on to say, after seeing defendants Combs white water rafting and jetting around on his personal plane, seemingly enjoying life despite all the atrocities. Bless. You know, when I was in high school, baby, I was the one to low key always correct people, and I know how to read. Despite all the atrocities he has caused and has been accused of by countless individuals over decades. Clock it, over decades, baby. This ain't even, Mrs. English is even more motivated to ensure justice prevails. And I believe Cassie's last name is English. So, I'm glad that, someone's saying something. Because there are people out there that's probably with him whitewater rafting and liking that private jet video or commenting like, yeah, like, you do you, forget what the haters say. It's just like, girl, that's people not having morals and not standing on what's right and what's wrong. And I'm glad the lawyer is ready to clock his T and whoop his ass. No shade, no tea, baby. Then we got Sexy Red. Sexy Red alleges she's being sabotaged in response to low ticket sale rumors. So there's been blogs, I guess, reporting, that she, hasn't been selling. Mind you, it's been a lot of that going on. But some of those are factual and some of those aren't. So in the article, it says Sexy Red's upcoming tour is reportedly on the verge of being canceled. Only 37% of 85,000 tickets have sold. And then she responded to it saying, my fans are buying tickets. We're doing just fine. We're not canceling no tours. This canceling stuff is all cap. I'm glad she's calling it out. Some people can't say the same. Some people can't call it out. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm glad she's saying something. And she even goes on to say, I did my touring deal with a black promoter, black-owned company, AG Entertainment, and now they playing dirty games, paying pages, spreading fake news to discourage my fans from buying tickets. It's like, in the media, you get blogs and things that always blow things out of proportion or either are just, spewing lies. And I'm glad she's calling it out by saying, I chose, as, being a new artist, to go after black-owned organizations to help me do this tour. I don't need a big organization or a big company or a big name to back me because I have the support of me, my friends, and, my black people. So she's saying, she feels like things are being sabotaged just because she didn't do that. And I feel like that's probably what's happening. You get a lot of the times where bigger names or bigger known companies try to spread lies or defamish or put a bad name on people because that's not what they chose to do. You feel me? So I'm glad she's calling it out because she has been having her tour. I don't know if she's she has been having her tour, doing her thing, having the support from who she needs it from. And you need people more like Sexy Red in this world. Sexy Red for president, right? Next on the docket, we have Nicki Minaj and Miss Deborah Ann Lee. And those of you who don't know, Deborah Ann, I believe, was Nicki's manager when she kind of first kind of started coming out, where Waka Flocka, which is Deborah Ann Lee's son, was, Nicki Minaj's security and things like that. Waka Flocka is now a known rapper as well. So she goes on a interview with the lady, and I'll play the audio.
Ever be willing to try to get her to sit down with possibly Cardi B and Lil Kim to try to amend their differences? I would love to see that. I would love to see them all come together.
I think that we all would love to see that, but people would have to be willing to do that. And to be perfectly honest with you, she's going to kill me for even saying this, but I did reach out to Kim.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And
It's just
so I think that
ever be willing to try to get her.
So, when I first seen this, I was just like, I mean, I don't really know how to feel about it. I did take, Little Kim's just not wanting to talk about it. And Deborah, I believe, is Nikki's manager now, or, close in that type of space in 2024 while Nikki's on her tour and stuff. I don't know if she's for sure her manager now, but I know they are still, close and working together again in some type of capacity. So after seeing this, I'm just like, I mean, of course you get friends. I mean, people all the time that try to reach out and try to make amends, and things like that. But I did get Little Kim didn't, she wasn't here for reconciliation. And here's what Nikki had to say about it. So, Deb, isn't it funny how you left out the biggest part of the story? And then Nikki post her, you know, accomplishments, which I'm glad she did, because you get blogs all the time that, only post the drama or just only want to post the drama part. So Nikki's letting you know, baby, this is what I got going on. Gag City Tour second leg tour begins September. Next stop, Milan. Previous stop, Morocco. Almost 200,000 people came out. And she said, I didn't ask you, because she goes on to say, I didn't ask you to do a thing. You told me after the fact, and I screamed on you and told you, if you reach out to people now that you're being seen around me, they'll think it's coming from me. So to never do that again without discussing it with me first. I said I never wanted that, and now she think that the message came from me, which is not cool. She posted more accomplishments. So yeah, you laughed it off and said her and Foxy should come out. I said no. I don't even want Foxy to come out on stage with me. She's like family to me. No disrespect. God bless everyone and our children. Let us all do our thing and thank God for life. Stop using my name for clickbait in 2024. We get it. I'm that bitch. I'm the best, baby. Music Bob. Posting her more compliment with Pink Friday nails, Pink Friday 2, her Loki sneakers. How dare you? Interviews, child. Woo wee. This world, man. This world. Love yourself deeply. So, I respect Nikki. I respect Nikki for calling out, because if she didn't say something, everyone in the media would have, made it a big thing like Nikki was on Lil Kim's ass. Wanting, like she said, like it came from her, because Deborah has been around her. And I love the professionalism in this response, because it's just like, you got to call out who's around you. Let them know whether they're right or wrong, and you got to clear your name, I guess, in the media. So I respect it. And then, and now we get to the point of Deborah, she's still with Nikki. She's still around Nikki, and I respect that in a sense, because it's like, you got to know the company you keep. Some people genuinely do make a mistake. And in this situation, I don't believe, Deborah had any ill intent behind it, because, that's something people do, especially if she may be friends or, know Little Kim or whatever. Like, I don't think she had any ill intent by saying this in the interview. Because she even said, she'll Kim, but I honestly thought she was referring to Kim in that. But, she may have been referring to Nikki. She may kill me for saying this, but, I don't think she had any ill intents about it. So, Nikki, like I said, Deborah's still with Nikki. And even after this situation, even after Nikki said something, they're still together. So, Miss Deborah, she posted one out of 4 of the crowd. Hard work pays off. I love you so much. I'm always proud at every show, amongst other things. I will admit, I'm going to let you grow. What? I will admit I gonna let you grow you, but you will always be my baby. I don't know if that was a spell check. Bless. You will always be my baby. I'm always here, good and bad, and indifference. Sorry, people. So I respect Deborah, Miss Deborah Anley, baby, because you gotta be a real bitch at the end of the day. Anybody that can take accountability, apologize to not only the source but apologize to people that it may have affected too, I have respect for. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you're not a real bitch, you wouldn't just apologize. You wouldn't not apologize. You know what I'm saying? And when you can own up to your shit, whether you're right or wrong, that shows your level of maturity, shows you care, and that you mean it. You get people all the time that apologize. Apologies get people all the time that apologize, right? But don't necessarily mean it. They don't even know what they're apologizing for. I learned at a very young age you can't just say sorry. You need to say sorry for what you did and how it may have made the person feel. I apologize for how it may have come off, how it may have, you got to have a reason to why you're, apologizing and not just saying I'm sorry or I apologize. So that's some real bitch shit. I'm glad they're still thriving and doing what they got to do on her sold out tour. And I'm hoping that, Nikki keeps a real one around her because I do believe Deborah may have, pure intentions. But, at this point, I don't, like I said earlier, Nikki may know and respect the type of person that Deborah is, and she might have at that point set a boundary with her, allowed her in some point, I don't know, but allowed her in some points in life and allow her and not in other. Maybe yeah, she might at that point that was Nikki's decision to decide where she wanted and where she did it. So the fact that she's still in her life, I respect that because me. If I know you mean well and I know you didn't mean too much by the interview, I'll give you grace. And that's what I believe what Nikki did. And that's on period. So, next on the docket, we have Gucci Mane's wife, Keisha Kayor, goes off on family and friends with their hands out. Now, side note, I tried Keisha Kayor's diet tea years ago, honey. I did one day, couldn't do no more, honey, because that shit works too good, baby, on the toilet, without even finishing the full glass of tea, Lord. That's some true tea right there. True tea, literally. So, she goes off on her family and friends with their hands out. So she posted a big rant on her story that reads, why when you become rich, you do your best for family and friends. I'm talking about buying houses, cars, food, clothes, pay their bills. It's just never enough. Why do they feel the need to be entitled and that you owe something? What you sow is not enough. When you're angry, of course they'll spell checks and shit. They watch what you oh my god. They watch what you oh, she's trying to say do. They watch what you do for others and compare it. Well, I'm at my breaking point. I'm done. I think I've done enough. And I'm no longer doing for anyone. Go to work and just figure it out like the rest of America. Many typos, period. Many typos, but I'm pissed. But y'all get it. Everyone wants to work for me. But I'm not hiring. What the am I supposed to do? Pull a job out my ass? Also, I run a very successful and professional business. And some of y'all have no qualifications. Clock it. So no, if you don't qualify like any other business, I will not hire you. So now they resent you and silently mad at you. People like that can't be trusted. My husband told me not to post this, but they all need to read it. Mrs. Davis is done giving away her money. Then they have the audacity to say, I was there before you made it. And so what? I'm putting it all on here because it's public. It's a public service announcement. Don't ask me for shit. If they show no interest in your success, nor do they support you, Watch them. I've spent millions on family and friends and never talked about it, never posted it. I'm so kind it makes no sense. I gotta toughen up. Hear this one? I've never gotten them a business. What? Give yourself a business. You feel me? And this just goes back to a true meaning of a friend, baby. Someone who supports you in tough time, increases your ability to love yourself, helps you grow. Woo you to you, woo woo woo. You feel me? Like, people can definitely be so entitled, regardless of if these people feel like they need her. Like I said earlier, these people feel like they need her. They can't live without her. They can't make it without her. You feel me? Baby, I done gave you cars, clothes, food, paying your bills. Like, I'm doing all I can because I know the position and the money that I have in life. I'm helping you out. Now you want me to hire you? When you don't have no qualifications? Like, entitled people, they gotta go, honey. Because family or friends, it's just like, you shouldn't be so reliant on me. Like she said, get it like the rest of America. Get it like I got it. Baby, if I've been helping you out, you should have more than enough time, space, and opportunity to do what you gotta do for you and get it out the mud. You feel me? And, I know I'm going to be a very successful person in my lifetime. And I hope people know now what it is. You feel me? Don't try to be hitting my line when I'm done made it. You feel me? Don't try to be hitting my line when I done made it, asking for a handout, babe. I didn't get no handout. I had to work. Like Kim Kardashian said, baby, get up and work. Nobody wants to work anymore, babe. Get up and work. Put in that hard elbow grease in and get in the field. Some people got it easy and some people don't. And even the people that you may think got it easy may not have it easy. You know what I'm saying? So, when it comes to people feeling entitled and just wanting more for you than you can give, and they don't give nothing back, especially when they don't give nothing back in return. Sometimes you gotta let bitches know exactly how she did, and I could do nothing but respect it. Keisha Kior, stop. You already stopping, but I hope you're staying on it because people don't deserve it. And like she said, those people are not meant to be around her. They don't mean well. They don't want well for you, babe. They're envying what you have going on. They want to be where you are. They're trying to take it from you, girl, asking for it so goddamn much. Fuck. Get up and work. Bitch, if you had qualifications, I would have had you right here with me from the jump. I knew you before? A lot of people knew me before, babe. What does that have to do with anything? You feel me? I knew you before. Y'all, get back to the scale. 2007, babe. You knew me in 2007. It's 2024. Where have you been? What do you do for me? You're down here, babe. I'm up here. we started here. You feel me? You knew me before, but babe, you're the same person potentially, and I'm a whole nother person. So big ups to Keisha Kior. Keep doing what you're doing. You have a wonderful business, happily married, have kids. So big ups to her. And that has been our hot topics for today. All right. So in conclusion, guys, friends, family, those are people who love, support, respect, and will always follow you. Will always be there to support and do what you got going on. Regardless of if you're going through life and, bad shit is happening or going through life and good things are happening. This person is going to be there to support you, understand what you're going through, and be there for you regardless. If this person, family, friend, cannot do or hold their weight or do what you would do for them, it's time to let them go. You feel me? Or set a boundary before you let them go. Set a boundary before you decide if you're weary. Set a boundary before you cut them off, and if that boundary isn't really even working, or you realize even more realizations in the boundary, or they have a reaction to the boundary, you know, reevaluate, and it's time to cut them off. Work hard. People work hard for what they got. You work hard for how you live your life. You work hard and do what you got to do to be the best person you can, and that's all you can do. Would you rather be alone or have people in your life that don't mean, or people in your circle that don't want the best for you? You know? Is it best to be able to live comfortably solo? Or would you just want people around you that talk shit about you, that don't mean well, that want what you have, that want to be, that copy, that do everything that do everything, need you? Do you want that, or would you maybe want to be alone? Would you maybe want to risk not having any friends? If you only got two people in your life and those two people aren't good for you, would you maybe want to risk being alone and not having them in your life? I think that'll be a great option. There's been times where I felt so alone, like the people around me, or certain people around me, didn't mean the best for me. Once I set boundaries, and sometimes a boundary is a good thing. It helps your relationship. You feel me? Because sometimes, if a person feels like they need you and you kind of cut off that sense, that may put the fuel in their fire to start doing things on their own. And maybe necessarily you don't have to cut them off. Boundaries can help both parties. But once you set a boundary and you realize it's, getting worser, is worse or word? I don't think worse is the word. Worse, then, that's when you cut them off. But sometimes boundaries help relationships. You know what I'm saying? So, do what you got to do so you don't have to get to the point of cutting them off. And if you do got to get to that point, it's what's best for you in your life. Because life is short. Life is short. Life could be short. You feel me? And, since life is so short, or could be so short, you want to make sure you're living a life with genuine, authentic people around. Genuine, authentic people around that mean the best, that want the best. You don't wanna live a life where people have been so envious of you and hating on you, have needed you to the point where you're on your deathbed, and you just looking at people that don't mean well. You're on the deathbed and you're looking at people that have ill intentions. That may feel for you, but throughout the lifetime they haven't been the best person for you. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you're looking at it from the perspective of life is short. Life is short, and you want people at your funeral to be people that truly are crying for for the reason for missing you, and having so much love, care, and respect for you. You feel me? You get out of times where people be like, the people at the funerals call them out because they weren't. You feel me? You don't even want it to be that situation. Those people shouldn't even be there. They know you don't mess with them. Don't come to my funeral, girl. You don't mess with me. You don't mess with me. You feel me? So, that's how I feel about that. My goals for this new week is to stay focused with my head on straight, you feel me, and not allow outside energies, outside entities to have an effect on me in a negative way. You feel me? I understand people live their lives, and I understand I have a life to live, and I have a lot of goals and passions for myself. So my goal for this new week, is to, keep living my truth and working hard for the life that I want for myself. That's my goal for this week. So, guys, I am introducing a new segment So, guys, I am introducing a new segment that I want to end out most of our shows. And that is what is your vibe? What is your vibe? That's where you tell me what your vibe is. Whether something's going on in your life, you want some of my advice, you have any questions for me or anything like that, like, let me know what your vibe is so I can give you that answer, so I can broadcast it to the world. So maybe you could get other people's opinions on it as well after I say my own. So shoot your submissions to my DM on Instagram, the First Noel Podcast. And, I'll get back to you. Rather you want to do an audio, rather you want to send me a paragraph. Of course, everything will stay anonymous, and I'll keep it as that out of respect for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been real. If you support me and you've gotten this far, I really appreciate you. Love you down, baby. Love you down. Please like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. All the good things to show you love, support, and respect me. And if you want to see me in more of my energy, baby, come back for our next episode, because we always have more tea, more love, and more light to give to you guys. Love you now, and until next time, bye! Ooh. See y'all later, baby.